bird's eye view of the free from Pádraig Mahoney. Challenged strongly by Gleeson, who has rushed the shot, and that's poor. Have come from play. They have been just sharpening up and limbering up on the training ground all week, getting their eye in, and it's paid off. Now Kevin Moore trying to carry the fight to Wexford, drilling it in. Brilliant ball, Dunford! They're not out of it yet. Colin Dunford with the goal for Waterford. They're right back in the match.
Yeah, they really needed this goal, and it was a fantastic play by Kevin Moore. Watch this ball right across. He crosses 3 Wexford defenders at pace, and Colin Dunford takes it and buries it. Fantastic goal.
Well, Kevin Moran showing just why he was an all-star a few years ago, and Dunford with his first ever senior championship goal. That is one he will remember. Less than 25 minutes to go, and Waterford intent on making a game of it. Here's O'Hanlon, lovely touch to take Mahoney out of the game. Once more, it's measured and structured from Wexford. Diarmuid O'Keefe makes some ground. He feels the shot's on. O'Keefe jumps, and Lawler back to mind the house as always. And it was MacDonald, who else, who was in there making a nuisance of himself. Nice touch there from Shane O'Sullivan, just to keep the move alive. Prendergast with the strong hand, great take. His options are limited. He has to go back out towards the goal scorer, Dunford. Malumphik peels away to his right. Gleeson inside. Gleeson onto his right-hand side, and that's much better. The 19-year-old from Mount Sion with his 3rd point of the match, and they're reeling Wexford back in slowly but surely.
Yeah, they're on the phase of the game there. We're going back to see the goal. Super ball across, and Dunford, great finish. And Seamus Prendergast catching the first ball that comes in between himself and Matthew O'Hanlon. So Derek McGrath will be delighted with that.
Well, this is what knockout championship hurling is all about. Lawler blocking the shot from MacDonald, and with a little bit of help from Stephen O'Keefe, the quarter-finals. Now the Wexford crowd fall silent as Jack Guiney steps up to this. He hit 10 points after coming in off the bench last weekend. This one fades away with the breeze at his back.
It's a long time to wait, 48 minutes to hit your first free, and Jack Guiney just didn't hit that with any great conviction.
Good puck out from O'Keefe to find O'Sullivan. Drilled in by Brick Walsh, in on top of O'Hanlon. Ball breaks kindly for Waterford. Dunford! Another one! A second for Colin Dunford. The goal hanger from Colligan makes no mistake.
Yeah, the tactical change is working, because when the ball goes in on top of Seamus Prendergast, you know, he's either catching it or breaking it. See, the ball breaks. Mistake by Willie Devericks, and Dunford just flicks it in off the Hurling.
And incredibly, Waterford lead. Liam McGovern, shot saved by O'Keefe. And the cavalry in around Diarmuid O'Keefe, but he spots MacDonald. He's going to go for goal. Hooked brilliantly. This game has come alive. Paul Morris thinking about the pass, shoots the point, and the sides are level again. What a game.
This is fantastic. Great attack by Wexford, and ultimately, you know, you see Limo half hooked by Noel Connors. Great save again by Stephen O'Keefe, and it comes back out, and ultimately Paul Morris gets the point, and Wexford, you know, keep the scoreboard ticking over. But this end-to-end stuff here now.
Well, it's all set up for a grandstand last quarter. Sides level for the 6th time as Podge Doran goes to ground under that challenge from Brick Walsh. Well, no quarter asked nor given now. It is championship at its very best.
Yeah, that's a superb catch by Podge Doran. He was way up in the air, and Paul Morris taking this free after Jack Guiney's previous miss.
Well, a blitz of 2 goals and 2 points in 6 minutes from Waterford have hauled them back from the brink. Morris from the Fern St. Aidan's club holds his nerve and edges Wexford ahead once more. They did this time and again against Clare. They've been here before, and they know what it's all about.
Yeah, they had, you know, they've hit 2 points there since those goals came, and you know, good response by Wexford. But this game is really in the melting pot now.
Break won by Lee Chin. Clearance half block down, works its way as far as Owen Moore. Pádraig Mahoney getting in to put the block on him. Waterford working much harder now in the last 5-10 minutes. Shane O'Sullivan getting in to knock that ball out of the arms of David Redden. Guiney. Everything now needs to be done at pace. Time is at a premium as in comes Tadhg de Búrca. The young 19-year-old plays his club hurling with Clashmore Kinsale Beg into Mahoney, trying to switch the point of attack and find some space. And it's Colin Dunford, the man who has scored the 2 goals to haul Waterford back into this game, who was proving impossible to pin down. He's just drawn a foul and won a free. Well, considering it's his second match in 3 days, Nicky, he's been a revelation.
Yeah, he's getting onto the ball, winning it well, and see, he draws the foul really. It's a harmless enough free now. Liam Ryan is, I think the ref is a little hard on him there. But Dunford is causing trouble and finished his 2 goals well. But you know, he's looked dangerous from the very word go, and good chance here for Pádraig Mahoney.
Well, Dunford is the first man from his club, Colligan, to play senior championship since 1996, and he is making an impact as Mahoney inexplicably misses the free.
He doesn't miss too many, and you know, that was a crucial one really. They may regret that.
It's his 3rd wide of the match. Pádraig Mahoney, normally so reliable, but this is high stakes stuff now. It's do or die. Paul Morris in towards McDonald. They're trying to isolate him at every opportunity. Lawler sticking doggedly to his task, but he's given away the free and he cannot believe it. They are having a titanic struggle in there on the edge of the square. Fascinating to watch. Yeah,
Liam Lawler is complaining, but I think he clearly pulls Conor McDonald's jersey, and he might have been even in more trouble if McDonald hadn't slipped when he got the ball first. But again, Wexford hadn't got enough of a ball into McDonald, and Liam Lawler gets a yellow card as well here. Let's just watch it again. Not much there, so, and then McDonald slips, and as he gets up, you can see the jersey being pulled clearly there. So I don't think Liam Lawler has he's much cause for complaint.
That's a first yellow for Waterford in the match. It goes to their experienced fullback, Liam Lawler. And all eyes now on Paul Morris. He's hit a goal and 4 points in this match so far. And after a difficult evening on the freeze last weekend, a much improved performance tonight. That was not easy. Wexford ahead by 2.
Yeah, right from the side, and a much more difficult one than the one Pádraig Mahoney missed down at the other side. So, you know, Wexford getting 2 points ahead again.
So now with a little over 16 minutes to go, we will find out fairly shortly if fatigue will be a factor for Wexford. Remember those 2 grueling matches with Clare that both went to extra time in the last 2 weeks. Have Waterford got anything left in their legs? That's a poor delivery by Paddy Prendergast. Nobody picking up Podge Doran. Nobody, that is, except Kevin Moran, who has lost his hurl. Picks up, I think, possibly Podge Doran's, but in any event gets it away. Well, that's what you call improvisation from the Waterford centre half back. Lost his own hurl, used his man's, and got it down the field. This game has had pretty much everything.
Yeah, and it's not finished yet. There's going to be a huge finish it is.
Space and time for Paul Morris. It's been in very short supply, and Morris makes it count.
Yeah, Morris is proven to be a real weapon for Wexford here now. He's got a couple of points from play and frees.
So Wexford surge into a 3-point lead again, with a quarter of an hour to play here at Nolan Park. Stephen Malumphey, first chance for him to open his shoulders and run at goal. He's gone for the spectacular score, and he has nailed it. Malumphey, like he has done so many times in the past, comes up with the goods, and it keeps that scoreboard moving.
Yeah, that's all. You know, they've been keeping in touch all the time. And while Wexford have done the more showy work and, you know, got the more classy play and more standout goals, these guys are just tipped away, and another point there from Malumphey, keeping them narrowing the gap.
Wexford had reeled off 4 points in a row. Malumphey just stems the tide. Line ball on this near side of the field. At last touch to Waterford hurl. Ian Byrne, by the way, is into the match for Wexford. Also came off the bench last weekend. Martin O'Neill, by the way, as you'll see there, has also been introduced by Waterford. And the Wexford player who's been replaced, Podge Doran. Jack Guiney cutting this in. It's just hanging up on the breeze, just long enough for McDonald to pluck it out of the air. The Wexford crowd behind that goal just leaping spontaneously to their feet there when he caught it. This time, though, he's bottled up and the danger cleared. Gleeson coming in to take man and ball. McGovern's attempted through ball cut out. And Owen Moore is about to return it with interest. Play ebbing and flowing from end to end. Redmond brings that breathless passage of play to a close with Wexford's 10th wide.
Yeah, space at a premium and both sides hooking and blocking, you know, closing down the space. Actually, David Redmond probably had a bit more time than he felt and shot a little bit too quickly.
A free to Wexford on the far side, and Stephen Malumphey and the Waterford crowd a little bemused by that decision.
Yeah, he came in behind Lee Chin, and I think it's a clear free, and it's a tough one for Jack Guiney though after his last miss.
Guiney just trying to compose himself in this cauldron that is Nolan Park. It's been a nerve-jangling evening. Guiney, who hasn't had a whole lot of practice in this match with his place balls, is off target again.
Yeah, he just didn't. He hasn't struck either of the two frees with any great conviction, and up in the air and just floated them. It's not his normal style.
And that is now 11 wides for Wexford, considering they didn't shoot any in the first 20 minutes. That figure now just starting to creep up a little.
Yeah, again, you see Redmond in midfield for Wexford has been on the ball more than anyone.
Owen Moore, once more, a tower of strength for Wexford. Chin gets it down to McDonald. Ball just sticking to his left hand like a magnet. Such power and strength. Referee plays the advantage, and the shot is high and wide. O'Connor McDonald is a fearsome number 14. So dangerous, so strong, and Liam Lawler really has got his hands full.
Well, that's it's a strange decision by Colm Lyons, really. You know, McDonald won the ball clearly in front of Lawler. The last time he gave Liam Lawler a yellow card for a much less jersey pull than he did there, and this time he chose to give him the advantage, which didn't work out as an advantage, and didn't apply a yellow card. So Wexford have plenty ground for complaint there.
Ian Byrne, the fresh legs of the substitute, does well. Recycles it back as far as Kieran Kenny from the famous Buffers Alley club. McDonald is in after it. O'Keefe needed to make sure, batted it away as far as Noel Connors, and the corner back from Passage, the county champions, manages to scoop it away. That Waterford defence are working overtime, and they have been robbed on their way out by Podge Doran, who's won a free, and the Wexford crowd cheering that decision to the rafters. It's all hands to the pump now with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, but you see here Paul Morris for Wexford, he's doing a huge amount of work, and he forces the turnover, and Podge Doran wins the free, and should be a good chance for Paul Morris to put 3 between them again. But there's huge energy from both sides, and Wexford seem to have got control back a little bit again now, and they're on the offensive, and they have more possession just now.
Well, everybody in need of refreshments and a breather at this stage. We're an hour in to this helter-skelter qualifier match. I'm sure Liam Dunn and his Waterford counterpart Derek McGrath just struggling to get their thoughts together. Paul Morris taking great care over this free. He answered some very difficult questions last weekend down at Wexford Park. And that is a rare miss from him tonight.
That's a very bad miss from Paul Morris, and well, you know, that was a case really for Jack Guiney to hit that free, but his confidence really after the 2 misses can't be high, and Paul Morris was after being injured in the previous incident, and I certainly would have asked Jack Guiney to take that.
So Stephen Bennett, a late addition to the Waterford substitutes list, is in for the last 9 minutes. Here's another replacement. It's Malumphey shooting across the face of goal and wide. Seamus Prendergast, I think, was imploring him to knock it in on top of him on the edge of the square. Too much on it, missed chance. Yeah,
and Seamus Prendergast has been completely dominant in there and causing huge trouble when the ball goes in front of him. So, you know, we're into the last 10 minutes now. All these, every missed score is going to count here.
And Waterford now into double figures with their wides tally. Brick walls from Stradbally. A man who has dug Waterford out of so many tight corners in the past. Linking up there with Shane Fives. It's a line ball to Waterford. Well, it's been a very humid, warm and sticky evening here in Kilkenny City. And Nicky, that is bound to take its toll as well down the home straight.
Yeah, it is, but both sides are fantastically conditioned and not showing any signs of it so far.
Good sideline cut from Gleeson, and what about that catch from Matthew O'Hanlon, the captain, leading by example, out as far as Lee Chin to Redmond. Wexford man who's been on the ball more than any of his teammates, trying to set Conor MacDonald away. The Wexford crowd felt that MacDonald was fouled there by Ty Gaborka. No free coming, and Waterford play the whistle. Austin Gleeson has taken too many steps, and that is an ironic cheer from the Wexford crowd. They felt hard done by after that challenge on Conor MacDonald.
Yeah, it was a great catch previously by Matthew O'Hanlon at the other end, but you know, Liam Lawler is really walking a tightrope down there because he's fouling a lot.
Well, no score in the match now for 7 minutes. It's reached a sort of deadlock. Wexford preserving their 2-point lead, Waterford unable to make any inroads, and Jack Guiney, whose grandfather Jack of course played rugby for Ireland back in the day, is standing up to this. It's a huge shot from Guiney, and it had the distance but not the accuracy, and that is now 14 wides for Wexford.
Yeah, and that's the third one from Jack Guiney, and Liam Lawler has been taken off, so you know, Derek McGrath not taking any chances of him getting a yellow card.
Ball delivered in once more towards that full forward line, batted down as far as Stephen Bennett, just into the match. Needs to keep this alive. He's gone for his own score, over his shoulder, high and wide.
Yeah, the game is getting very tense now on both sides. Malumphey and then Bennett having chances for Waterford, and Guiney missing a free for Wexford. So at both sides, you know, they're tightening up a bit as we hit the final 7 or 8 minutes here.
Next man in for Wexford is Gareth Sinnott. Started against Clare last weekend, another of the Oulart the Bala contingent. And Derek McGrath, the Waterford manager, knows now time is very much against his team. Kevin Moran, nothing fancy about this, goes long, the direct route. Breaks down as far as Bennett again, and that is superbly done by Liam Ryan. The hooking and the blocking and the tackling has been of the highest order, and Ryan has been at the forefront. Here's Ian Byrne, steadies down, just gets the shot away before the arrival of Malumphey, and the roar of the crowd will tell you all you need to know. That's an inspirational score from Ian Byrne. It's Wexford's first score for 10 minutes. Yeah,
from a huge distance, and they had missed a few chances before that. A great block by Liam Ryan and a great ball to set him up.
Andrew Shore pumping it in towards MacDonald, the target man on the edge of the square. Waterford doing their best to keep him and the rest of the Wexford forwards at bay. A bit of a ruck developing down in front of Stephen O'Keefe. Andy now in these closing stages. MacDonald showing great pace to get away from his marker, but unable to make anything of that, and that is now 15 wides for Wexford.
Yeah, ball straight over Conor McDonald's head while he chin, you know. And again, sometimes Wexford don't use the ball as well as they should, but you know, both sides have been really going at this hammer and tongs, and you know, still not over.
Rory Jacob, Wexford's third highest scorer in championship hurling of all time, is in to try and help them across the finishing line, and it's Liam McGovern who has run himself into the ground and can give no more. He's been replaced. Waterford fighting a rearguard action here, trying might and main to get the ball, clear their lines, and eventually scores have completely dried up, as was the big fear coming into this match. But Wexford still only 3 points ahead.
Yeah, that's the worry for Wexford. They still haven't put Waterford.
A fierce scramble for possession, and once more Colm Lyons just lets it develop, reluctant to step in and separate them. Owen Moore, courageous stuff by the centre back. Ball popped in by Garrett Sinnott. McDonald again trying to manoeuvre himself into position. It's Tadhg de Burka who has the unenviable task of trying to put the clamps on him, and de Burka just gets it away from McDonald's grasp. Seems to take a lot of steps there, but gets it out as far as Shane Fives. A call comes in field from Shane O'Sullivan, but he was being doubled up by two.
And I mean, Paul Morris is doing no more than he's done all night, working really hard at the ball, and I couldn't see a free there. And you know, a chance for Waterford to get the ball in around Seamus Prendergast and Stephen Bennett for one last charge at this.
Well, it's developed into a dogfight, an arm wrestle in the last 20 minutes. Wexford outscoring Waterford 5 points to 1 in that time, and yet Waterford just a puck of the ball behind them. Andrew Shore just tying himself in a knot. Waterford will try and work a goal here, surely. Dunford spoons it out as far as Malumphey. A hopeful ball, neither. Well, the Wexford support who have travelled here in their thousands are trying to push their team across the line. Liam Dunn's team have rolled back the years this summer. It's like '96 all over again. Waterford come in search of the goal they need to salvage this. It's Prendergast trying to thread the eye of a needle, and Matthew O'Hanlon, who hasn't put a foot wrong, is again in the right place at the right time. Now Lee Chin and Guiney. Well, we came here to see if Wexford could build on that remarkable victory over Clare. It looks like they're going to. A slip from Rory Jacob, and Waterford might just have one last chance. The 1 minute of additional time is now come and gone. It's all over. 6 teams left standing in the All-Ireland Championship race, and for the first time since 2008,